The vast majority of news in the US is controlled by 5 huge corporations, and News Voice is fighting back against media monopolies. It's the first ever entirely open, crowdsourced, democratized platform for news. Use the link right underneath this video to download the News Voice app for free. I have for you today some of the absolutely strangest videos so far of Donald Trump's presidency, and that is a really high bar, given that almost all the video we have of Donald Trump has been extraordinarily strange and bizarre. Donald Trump complained about the flushing of toilets 10 to 15 times and about certain light bulbs that he doesn't like. He talked about toilets, or maybe it's sinks and showers, quote, not getting any water. None of it made any sense. It sort of seemed like it was maybe an attempt at humor, but Trump really has no sense of humor. Some of it seemed like thinly veiled complaints, about energy efficiency standards that exist, including around light bulbs. It was a word salad to end all word salads. It was a 3-star Michelin rated word salad from Donald Trump. Let's take a look at the video, see if we can figure anything out. Let's listen to this first one.
But together we're defending the American workers. We're using common sense. We have a situation where we're looking very strongly at sinks and showers and other elements of bathrooms where you turn the faucet on in areas where there's tremendous amounts of water, where the water rushes out to sea because you could never handle it, and you don't get any water. You turn on the faucet, you don't get any water. They take a shower and water comes dripping out, just dripping out, very quietly dripping out. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once. They end up using more water. So EPA is looking at that very strongly, at my suggestion. You go into a new building or a new house or a new home, and they have standards on where you don't get water. You can't wash your hands practically. There's so little water comes out of the faucet. And the end result is you leave the faucet on, and it takes you much longer to wash your hands. You end up using the same amount of water. So we're looking at very seriously at opening up the standard. And there may be some areas where we'll go the other route, desert areas. But for the most part, you have many states where they have so much water that it comes down. It's called rain, that they don't know what to do with it.
We're looking very strongly at sinks and showers and elements of bathrooms. They take a shower and water drips. People are flushing toilets 10 times. What is Trump doing that he's flushing a toilet 10 to 15 times, or that it sounds reasonable or likely to him? That's one question that this raises, maybe one for a different day. How can any Trump supporter see this stuff and see strength or leadership or intelligence or cunning or cleverness? How? I need someone to explain it to me, please. Here's another clip about the light bulbs.
And we're doing other things. The light bulb, they got rid of the light bulb that people got used to. The new bulb is many times more expensive. And I hate to say it, it doesn't make you look as good. Of course, being a vain person, that's very important to me. It's like, it gives you an orange look. I don't want an orange look. Has anyone noticed that? So we'll have to change those bulbs at least a couple of rooms where I am in the White House.
I saw some Trumpist comments online where they are just fully convinced that this is all comedy. Like, it's all humor. Beyond just Trump doesn't want to look orange, that's true. But the toilets, the showers, it's all humor, according to some online Trumpist enclaves. If that's the case, what's the joke? Like, what is the joke about flushing a toilet 10 to 15 times? It's like when Trump said wind farms cause cancer, and some supporters said, oh, that was a joke, that was comedy. Well, like, what's the joke? What's the punchline? I don't understand how that even qualifies as a joke. This was the line during the campaign, you might recall. Every outrageous thing that Donald Trump said was defended either as, listen, Trump's just telling it like it is. He's not being politically correct. You won't hear this from a lot of other politicians, but Trump is just telling it like it is. Or the other explanation for equally crazy comments was, he doesn't literally mean everything he says. These are jokes. This is humor. You've got to stop taking it all so seriously, because Donald Trump isn't actually speaking seriously. Well, is it? Which is it? Is it that everything is a joke, or that everything is serious and it's a truth that nobody else is willing to tell you? But in all seriousness, assuming that this does all relate to building codes, if we want to try to assess what policy might this actually be related to, it's Trump saying he doesn't like all the building codes and he wants to look at getting rid of them. This is another attack on sustainability. This is yet another attempt to undo environmental regulations at every opportunity, even because of this vague, ridiculous, people are flushing toilets 10 to 15 times confusion. And that's the policy concern that underlies this that we shouldn't forget. At every opportunity that there is an opportunity to either undo an environmental regulation or just undo something that Barack Obama did, because that's also another priority. It doesn't apply in all of these cases. They are doing it. And the list of things that the next president will hopefully have to undo or redo, as the case may more accurately be stated, is a growing list. And this stuff matters. I mean, I know that, we've talked before. Elizabeth Warren, she was asked during a recent debate, should the government get to tell you what kind of light bulbs you use? And Elizabeth Warren astutely said, that's the wrong question. 100 companies are responsible for 70-something% of all emissions in this country, the pollution. The question of straw, or I think it was actually not about light bulbs, but maybe it was about straws. The issue of straws is not really the big issue. What we have here are much bigger issues to tackle. They mostly relate to industry. But if you look at the entire country's building and construction industry, and you look at these guidelines and environmental standards, they do make a difference in the aggregate. And to laugh them off or to pretend that the government wants you to have a crappy toilet that can't, that Trump needs to flush 10 times because of whatever he's doing or whatever the case may be, it's another one of these distractions. And it is yet another way that the sort of onus or priority for dealing with the environmental destruction is at the individual level. It's the toilet I choose. It's the straw that I choose, when there are much bigger issues. And they're deregulating there as well. I think it's important not to forget. Bizarre video. Again, just kooky video. But it does connect to serious issues related to regulation and the environment and climate change. Make sure you're following The David Pakman Show on Instagram at David Pakman Show. Make sure you're also following me on Instagram at david.pakman.